Congratulations, class of 2020. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we move on to one of my and one of our favorite Ralston Valley High School graduation traditions. When played and sung up at the CU Event Center where we traditionally have our graduation, this piece always brings powerful emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Star-Spangled Banner finale.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
Please be seated. Good evening, everyone. My name is Micah Buning, and I have the privilege of being the principal of Ralston Valley High School. On behalf of the entire staff of Ralston Valley High School, we would like to welcome parents, families, friends, and honored guests to this commencement exercise for the class of 2021. Join me in welcoming our honored guests, and please hold your applause until all guests have been introduced. Honored guests, please stand. Student Body President, Mrs. Sadie Case. Senior Class President, Mr. Jackson Morwood. School Board Member, Mrs. Stephanie Schooley. Chief of Schools Secondary, Mr. Dan Cohan. Assistant Principal, Mr. Jim Hines. Assistant Principal, Mr. Mark Litsu. Assistant Principal, Mr. Tony Pergola. Assistant Principal, Mr. Mike Ackerman. Assistant Principal, Mrs. Jill Klein. Faculty Speaker, Mr. Brian Chamberlain. Faculty Herald, Mrs. Natalie Kulach. Faculty Herald, Mr. Matthew Cisneros. Ladies and gentlemen, our honored guest.
At our inaugural commencement exercise, we introduced several traditions that have remained a part of our graduation ceremony for this year's commencement and for years to come. One of these traditions includes the robing of our student body president, senior class president, and faculty speaker. This tradition dates back to the Middle Ages. During that era, only the clergy, church officials, and the educated had reading and writing skills. Therefore, the long robe became a mark of a learned person. Today, our graduates still wear caps and gowns, send formal invitations to family and friends, and enter and leave with great pomp and circumstance while music plays and the assembled throng rises in respect. Our faculty also take part in this tradition as they are wearing various styles of robes which represent their various degrees of education. Those wearing hoods are displaying various colors which represent their college or university and their field of study. Due to this year's circumstances, our normal on-stage robing occurred before this evening's ceremony. Therefore, at this time, already robed, please recognize Student Body President Sadie Case, Senior and Faculty Speaker Brian Chamberlain.
Good evening, friends, families, and my fellow graduates of Ralston Valley's 2021 class. In the wise words of Jermaine Cole, to appreciate the sun, you gotta know what rain is. And have we ever seen the rain? Now it is time to appreciate our sun. These past 4 years have been nothing short of fascinating. When we walked through those metal doors in August of 2017, we were very different people than the ones sitting in these chairs today. Every one of our journeys have been different, and no matter what your path through high school was, we should be extremely proud that we're sitting here together and going through this moment. We allowed ourselves to be vulnerable and to be shaped by our peers and by our teachers. We embraced every opportunity, challenge, success, and failure, and we made it our own. Every one of these things has made us better and will provide us with a stepping stone as we leave Ralston Valley and set into our adventure in the real world. We now head out onto our new adventure with our stepping stones and creating new ones. Some of us will head to college, some to the military, some to trade school, some straight to the workforce, and some to travel, some on to other exciting things. Whatever the next step is, I hope that you know that the last 18 years, surrounded by those who loved us, and the last 4 years, surrounded by those who believed in us and challenged us, prepared us for this moment. Dr. Seuss said, "Oh, the places you'll go." And as I look onto this crowd, I can only imagine the places that we all will go. The successes we will have, the failures that we will embrace, and the joy we will encounter by knowing that what we are doing is what we're meant to do. Look to your left. Okay, now everyone look to your right. This is our future, and it's a pretty bright future at that, with a fresh start of opportunities leading our generation onto the generations to come. Be excited for our next step. There is so much waiting for us. Know that although your place and the last 4 years have shaped you, we will leave here today with the lessons learned, memories created, and we will go out and we will shape the world. As our time at Ralston Valley comes to a close, always remember that the opportunity to achieve greatness is within each of our grasps. Greatness is those who go out of their way to be thoughtful, to be helpful, to make someone's day a little brighter. Greatness is leaving your mark on the hearts of people you meet because you were kind to them. Greatness doesn't have to do with wealth or recognition. It's to leave those you cross paths with a little more happy and a little more hopeful. Greatness is making everyone better just by being you. It won't always be acknowledged or recognized, but that's okay, because you will know inside yourself that you made a difference. Our time at Ralston Valley will not be remembered by popularity, likes, favorites, who follow Tally Lombardi on Instagram, or grades. Instead, it will be remembered by our relationships and the way we treated others. These past 4 years have brought us plenty of rain as well as sun. And my hope for each of us is that going forward, we do our best to live in the sun and bring others along with us. Thank you.
Good evening, Ralston Valley staff, families, and graduates. My name is Sadie Case, and I am so grateful for the opportunity that I got this year to be your student body president. To every single one of you, congratulations on being here today. It's no secret that we have been through many challenges this year, but instead of telling you those, I want to focus on looking forward rather than looking back. You might expect me to come up here and say, today is a big day. Today is the day when your life begins, and today is the day when you begin working to change the world. But let's be honest. The reality of graduation is that it is somewhat stressful. We're thinking about graduation events, parties, saying goodbye to teachers, staff, and friends. It's intimidating. Regardless, graduation is a major milestone. But now the class of 2021 is expected to be working to change the world. Okay, no pressure, right? That's kind of a lot. So how do we balance this stress and happiness? How do we celebrate our accomplishments and be responsible about the future? What if we think small? On a day when you expect the speakers to tell you to reach, stretch, and shoot for the stars, I am telling you the opposite. I believe that you will achieve more, be happier, and make a bigger impact this way. Don't think big, think small. We all have these big demands in our lives, right? So our dad needs us to get that 4.0 GPA, or our sister needs a good role model to look up to, or society needs us to be liked by everyone or we will not be accepted. These demands really get to us. What if we focused on taking better notes in class rather than the 4.0 GPA altogether? Think small. What if instead of trying to be the perfect role model, we show our younger siblings the little things like washing the dishes, working hard in school, and being respectful people? Think small. What if we focused on the little compliments given by a friend rather than what seemed to be the big insults given by an acquaintance? Think small. How about instead of thinking about graduation as the start of our next 4 years, we think of graduation as the start of tomorrow? What if we think about our responsibility not to change the world, but to change ourselves? Our responsibility to change the world is a marathon and not a sprint, And marathons are one small step after the other. Sounds easier, sounds healthier, think about it. The amount of weight lifted off your shoulders just by thinking smaller is huge. This seems hard to do, but stay with me for a minute. Think small. Writing this speech has really been the hardest thing I've done in a while. As I wrote, like all these questions are flying through my mind. What if nobody cares what I say or my words are not impactful? Even now, standing in front of you, talking to all of you, the voice in my head says, they're bored, you blew it, nobody cares what you're saying, and what if I really, really screw up this opportunity? I fell into a trap that everyone does. I started thinking big, and I could not get anywhere. Think small. Society says that we will not be successful unless we cure cancer, be the creator of Tesla, or do something really big that affects the majority of the population. Working together, we can accomplish more than we thought. Working individually, but with the same goal, we can do things faster and more often. Affecting one person is better than not affecting any. Think small. Think so small to the point where you realize that each day can be a success if you hold the door for someone. Listen to someone. Give a compliment and just smile as a part of your daily routine. To be a success, you do not have to cure cancer. Think small. The little things are all around us, aren't they? We got perspective that the little things matter when we were locked in our houses for days at a time during quarantine. So why don't we cherish them? A gift is saying, I got your back. A gift is smiling at someone randomly. A gift is a compliment. After the pandemic, wasn't it so amazing to hear someone say, I am so happy to see you again? Isn't it amazing to see this stadium full of loved ones who we wanted to come rather than the 4 that were previously allowed? What amazing gifts. Simple, amazing gifts. It doesn't take much to lift you up when you think small, does it? These little gifts all add up. Think small. Graduation is a big, big milestone. Think smaller. Graduation really is just a bunch of teenagers finishing 4 years of school and moving on. Simple, right? Where did all that pressure of the future go? Think small. Be kind. Focus on what you love. Focus on the small but monumental moments. Reflect on what you've learned and see what kind of change that can lead you to. I am not an expert, but I can promise you that these little things will make someone feel better, even if it's just for a few minutes. These simple, small thoughts will add up and will make a big change. Let's think small. One more thing. I am sure that some of you listening today can change the world all at once and in a really, really big way. But I have no doubt that each of you, every single one, graduate or honored guest, can think small and find personal change intertwined in all these little things. That will change our world. So I leave you with this. What will you do next? Not in the next 4 years, but the next 4 hours. What might you do later today to make a difference? And what about tomorrow? Take it a bit at a time. Think it through. Ask what is important. Love yourself. Give yourself a break. And watch as the pressure, stress, and commotion shrink as you think small. Maybe changing the world really isn't that hard after all. Look around you right now and remember those little things that these graduates have touched you with. You're really going to miss this. Be proud of you today, tomorrow, and the day after that. Despite a global pandemic, you graduated high school. I can't leave this stage without a personal thank you to all of the teachers and staff who taught, helped, and inspired me over the last 4 years. Thank you to my friends. Thank you to my family. I love you, I appreciate you, and my life is so much better because you are in it. It's the small things that matter. Now is your time. Thank you, class of 2021. Thank you, Ralston Valley High School, and congratulations to you all.
We would now like to honor our salutatorians for the class of 2021. The distinction of salutatorian is earned by achieving the second highest cumulative unweighted grade point average in the senior class in a program which includes 2 years of advanced placement courses. The salutatorians will now receive a plaque recognizing their academic excellence. Salutatorians, as your name is read, accept your plaque from Principal Buning. We respectfully ask the audience to hold your applause until all salutatorians have been named. Salutatorian Paige Beauchamp. Salutatorian Lainey Brazel. Salutatorian Angela Fuco. Salutatorian Sydney Coachman. Salutatorian Anthony Lagrani. Salutatorian Anthony Nguyen. Salutatorian Allison Ritchie. Salutatorian Margaret Ronges. Salutatorian Miles Salzer. Salutatorian Lena Webb. Ladies and gentlemen, our salutatorians of the class of 2021. At this time, I would like to introduce our valedictorians. The distinction of valedictorian is earned by achieving the highest cumulative unweighted grade point average in the senior class in a program which includes 18 academic credits, including world language, and 2 years of successful completion of advanced placement courses. The valedictorians will now receive a plaque recognizing their academic excellence. Valedictorians, as your name is read, accept your plaque from Principal Buning. We respectfully again ask the audience to please withhold your applause until all valedictorians have been named. Valedictorian Alicia Anderson. Valedictorian Luke Bradley. Valedictorian Megan Burns. Valedictorian Olivia Casera. Valedictorian Lauren Hives. Valedictorian Aiden Jaskolka Brown. Valedictorian Jonas Kahila. Valedictorian Victoria Kubaki. Valedictorian Betsy Little. Valedictorian Dylan Malloy. Valedictorian Tyler Martin. Valedictorian Alexandra McDaniel. Valedictorian Ethan Moore. Valedictorian Ellie Musson. Valedictorian McKenna Nichols. Valedictorian Broderick Neese. Valedictorian Anna Pochi. Valedictorian Tegan Rooney. Valedictorian Lauren Schuster. Valedictorian Kaylee Sefchik. Not able to make it this evening, valedictorian Jillian Shannon. Valedictorian John Shepard. Valedictorian Maxim Shepard. Valedictorian Jacob Steiskel. Valedictorian Ellie Tam. Valedictorian Sammy Tam. Valedictorian Bailey Wall. Valedictorian Ja-E Wong. Valedictorian Annika Webb. Valedictorian Zoe Warweg. Couldn't get through a 2020-2021 ceremony without a glitch, could we? I missed a salutatorian. My pleasure to announce salutatorian Angela Gumaniak. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorians of the class of 2021 Ralston Valley High School. Olivia Casera will now deliver the valedictorian address.
Good evening. Welcome, family, friends, teachers, and staff, all of whom have motivated, encouraged, and inspired each graduate sitting here. Of course, congratulations to the class of 2021 for our immense accomplishments in and outside of the classroom that have brought us here today. I am sure that many people have praised you for how you've battled great pressures through a pandemic, and I am sure we will all continue to hear those compliments. However, I believe we all know that we have fought through unprecedented times. So I promise I won't even say the word COVID again, because we as a class are defined well beyond the happenings of society. We are individuals and a community that have experienced much more than just this past year and some odd months. With this in mind, I'd like to start with a confession for you. I am afraid of judgment. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, it's actually quite ridiculous, to the point where I was once afraid to get out of a car to open a door, because I thought this door was locked and everybody inside would see me struggle with the door and I would embarrass myself. And yet it seems absurd as I can stand up here today with only a little bit of fear. Things changed one day when my dad sat me down and helped me realize that for better or for worse, we are naturally judged, whether it be at sports tryouts, music auditions, or even a chemistry test. We are evaluated on our ability to run, sing, and comprehend material. And sometimes the external judgments get to us and we begin to internalize others' opinions and degrade ourselves. The everyday acts of kindness, generosity, scholarship, and hard work get overlooked, and sometimes we forget how much we've already accomplished. As a community, we raised over $50,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation and logged thousands of service hours this year alone. As students, we were nationally recognized for work in foreign languages. As athletes, we won league titles. As artists, we created works of art, music, and theater for the community to enjoy. And as people, we fought through 1.5 years of high school in a global pandemic, experienced social justice movements, and persevered through tragic events. When we remind ourselves of what we have championed, what we've achieved, the challenges of our past pale in comparison. Today, on the precipice of the future, excitement of new beginnings and fear of the unknown course through our veins. Sarah Moss so poetically urged us to remember that this fear of ours, it means we have something worth fighting for, something we care so greatly for that losing it is the worst thing we can imagine. We are going to face criticism and be judged. However, it is up to each one of us to embrace the fact that we own every action we perform and each word we speak. So why not work to make our actions more impactful and words more meaningful? In the upcoming years of our lives, there is no preconceived identity for us to have. We can be whoever we want to be. So I hope that you choose to be someone who remembers their outstanding past, thrives in the present, and doesn't fear the future, but rather challenges themselves to open the doors that lie ahead. Thank you.
I am now pleased to introduce to you our honor graduates. Honor graduates have maintained a 3.6 cumulative grade point average throughout their 4 years in high school. In addition, they have received a minimum of 18 academic credits and have received no grades lower than a C. Honor graduates also must have successfully completed 2 years of advanced placement courses. This evening, honor graduates are wearing Columbia blue stoles. Will the honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Congratulations, honors graduates. To become a member of our National Honor Society, students must have a cumulative GPA of 3.6 or higher and have accounted for 40 hours of community service during their membership. These students this evening are wearing yellow cords. At this time, I would ask all National Honor Society members to stand and be recognized. Many students demonstrating excellence in various academic areas are also recognized during our graduation ceremony. They are also wearing cords that represent the distinguished societies that they are members of. National Art Society members excel in their art coursework and perform community service. National Technical Honor Society students have maintained a 3.0 GPA at both Warren Tech and Ralston Valley, and these students also engage in community service. Spanish National Honor Society members demonstrate excellence in Spanish coursework and in their other classes. These students must take the National Spanish Exam or the Spanish Language and Culture AP exam and actively participate in cultural activities in the community. French National Honor Society members also demonstrate excellence in French courses and their other classes. They are also required to participate in a national level French exam, and they attend French cultural activities throughout the year. To become a member of the German Honor Society, students must currently be enrolled in a German class and demonstrate excellence in their coursework. They also must complete either the German National Exam or the AP German exam, and they also have a community service component. To become a member of the National Social Studies Honor Society, students must maintain excellent performance in their social studies courses and participate in community service. At this time, I would ask all students who have obtained membership in an academic honor society stand and be recognized. The next group of students to be recognized are those who have received college scholarships for their academic, athletic, or artistic achievements. This year's senior class has been awarded scholarships totaling nearly $13 million. Would these scholarship recipients please stand and be recognized? Thank you. The final group of students to be recognized are those students who have chosen to enroll in a military academy or enlist in the armed forces. Would those students who are attending a military academy or enlisting in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard please stand and be recognized? Another tradition that you will see at Ralston Valley commencements is that of the faculty address. This year's class of 2021 has selected social studies teacher Brian Chamberlain to deliver the faculty address. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chamberlain.
Okay. Good evening, class of 2021. You've made it. The day that you've been looking forward to for a long time has finally arrived, and here we are, most of the way through it. As I look out over the crowd of you now, I also think back to that day in August of 2017, when most of you walked through the doors of Ralston Valley for the first time as students. I specifically remember your class because it was also my first time to take part in the freshman welcome tradition, as I had walked in those doors as a teacher for the first time only days before you. Over the last 4 years, we've endured quite a ride to bring us to where we are today. And whether or not you were there on that first day in 2017, or you joined us somewhere along the way, we've had the unique opportunity to become Mustangs together. As students, whether it was geography in your freshman year, sophomore world history, or even this year in economics as seniors, so many of you have passed through my classroom. I'm honored that you have chosen me as your class faculty speaker. But I gotta say, I'm a little surprised, as I figured that by now, and after that many classes, you'd be tired of hearing me talk. But here we are. Now, if you were in any of my classes, you know that I have a knack for occasionally getting off track and telling any number of different stories. I do it to highlight events in history, to emphasize a point, or as a much-needed brain break in the middle of 90-minute blocks. But as most of you know, I'm not someone who is typically at a loss for having something to say. So this might come as a surprise to you. But when I was told I was selected as the faculty speaker, I was speechless. I struggled to think of what I could get up here and talk to you about. I mean, graduation speeches are supposed to be inspirational, maybe even memorable. But really, they're supposed to be about looking forwards toward the future. I teach history. I spend most of my day talking about the past. So in getting ready for tonight's speech, I thought for a long time to think if there was one more story that I might be able to tell you that might provide you some inspiration or meaning as you get set to depart on your next steps in life. But that's a lot of pressure. I mean, it would have to be a story that would be able to top how World War I started because of a sandwich, or why there's an inflatable blue alien named Ralph living in my classroom. Yeah, that one was because of you all. So I did. I thought about finding a story to tell, but I quickly realized that that's not going to fit today. It doesn't fit because my stories are just that. They're my stories. They're stories that belong to history. That's not what today's about. Today's about the future, and most importantly, it's about you. So instead of sharing one more story, I thought instead I would talk to you a little bit about what it takes to make a great story in life, specifically the ones that you're getting ready to go write. See, there's 3 steps to creating any great story in life. And any good storyteller is going to tell you that step 1 has to be beginning with your end in mind. So to start your story, I want to ask you, what is the dream of what you envision yourself to be? I know sometimes it might sound corny to say it's a dream, so call it a vision of yourself, a goal, an ambition, or even a destination. But no matter how you phrase it, it's important to find it and let it be your guide and compass as you go throughout life. Now, when I say start with having a dream of who you want to be, I'm not asking what occupation do you want to work, where do you want to live, or what places in the world you want to see. Certainly, these are incredibly important things, but they can change a lot in time. Instead, think of it in terms of how do you want others to think of you if you're not in the room? Is it for the heart that you have and the care that you give to others? Do you want it to be the friendship you give, leadership you exhibit, your honesty, your integrity? What kind of impact do you want to have on the people around you? Set the vision for yourself in those terms. Make it meaningful enough that no one can ever talk you out of it. And then use that in your choices in life to help give you guidance and keep you grounded. Now, step 2 in the art of crafting any good story in life is to be open to opportunities. Life is about experiences, and there are so many available to you. There's always opportunities to experience new things and explore new paths. Now, some of you know exactly what your next steps are and the experiences you hope to gain from them. But the funny thing is, for every one thing you think you can expect from what tomorrow might be, there's 1,000 more pathways of open opportunities. Don't be afraid to let yourself get off the path and explore a little. Even if it doesn't look like it's going to take you exactly to the place you thought you were destined, you're going to learn that there's more than one way to reach all of your destinations. Now, we've all heard the saying, and I know some of your math teachers will reinforce, that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But your social studies teachers, they're going to tell you that history is made by stepping off into the unknown. Now, I know I'm biased, but I'd really trust those folks. And yeah, there's going to be times and experiences that aren't of our own choosing, but are chosen for us, like what's happened this year and in 2020. These are going to come up from time to time in life. Hopefully not in a constant mask-wearing, live our life through the computer and everything is really awkward kind of way, but they're going to come up. It's important to embrace the bad experiences with the good. The bad times don't have to define you, and they certainly don't have to limit you. Looking back, having made it through the other side of 2020, we can say that we're stronger for having experienced it. We have new perspectives, some new priorities, and maybe even some new skills. like how to unmute on Zoom. All experiences, the good and the bad, have an opportunity to help us grow and learn. Be willing to let yourself explore them. Finally, step 3. This might be the most important. Share with others. Yeah, those lessons from preschool and kindergarten, they're going to be important to you throughout your entire life. Your dreams are going to have the most meaning, and your experiences are going to become even more rich when you include others along the way. Nothing is going to impact your story in life quite like the people you choose to surround yourself with. Invest in your relationships, your family, your friends, even your coworkers and associates. Spend real time with them, sharing moments. In an ever-increasing digital world, it's easy to find ourselves isolated. I think we've been reminded of that far too much this year. So, moving forward, put down those devices every chance you get and really be with the people who you hold most dear. One of the most powerful things ever said to me was that the only thing that we truly own in this world is our name and what it means to others when they hear it. What emotions do you want your name to inspire? How do you want to be thought of when you're not in the room? Never forget that when you pull people into your story, when you pull them into your life, you're becoming a part of their story too. As I close today, I want to personally thank you for being a part of my story and a part of the story of Ralston Valley. As I said when I started, we began this journey together. But now it's time for you to take your next steps and go out and start to write your own great stories. And I think I can speak for everyone safely when I say that we cannot wait to hear them. Thank you.
Students applied for and began crafting commencement speeches in April of this year. From there, a committee was formed to select the person who would deliver this year's student address. I would like at this time to introduce your student speaker, Chase Hamling.
Good evening, students, staff, faculty, family, honored guests, normal guests, Zoomers, and the class of 2021. I'm ecstatic to stand among so many who fought to get this far, especially those of us who battled that rush hour traffic on Kipling. That was rough. I would like to say that I was only expecting an audience reflective of 4 members per family, so this audience is a little bit overwhelming. If I mess up, please don't laugh at me. Before I go too far into detail, talking about life lessons and all, our memories and typical graduation speech content, I'm going to start with a story. Many years ago, when I roamed the hallways of my elementary school, I noticed that my teacher had hung enormous gold numbers outside the door. 2021, they read. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me what those numbers meant. Until I asked her one day, and she said, "That's the year you graduate high school." And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's like 50 years from now. A few years later, we crammed shoulder to shoulder into an enormous gym, listening to a bunch of people we didn't know promise us a cookie-cutter high school experience. And things went well for a while, but then the course of our high school careers went awry. Here we sit together again 4 years later, but this time we've got a little more legroom. For so long, we've been nurtured to overstructure our daily lives and know every single thing we were going to do until our mid-20s, down to the most intricate detail. We all felt the stress of life approaching us before we even had our driver's licenses. One extra long spring break changed that for us, though. In a year where we've missed out on so much, we've still had such tremendous experiences. The feeling of being in a classroom for the first time in months, the pure joy of seeing our peers in person rather than on a tiny square of pixels on our computer screens, and the utter shock of seeing the bottom half of your guys' faces again. Despite being isolated to the confines of our own home, we were still more connected than ever before by so many common experiences, like house party hangouts, home workouts, TikTok challenges, Tiger King, of course, and trunk hangouts in the RV parking lot. Although we missed out on feeling normal, we gained an enormous appreciation for smaller things. This is one of the most important lessons that will carry us through life's difficulties. The last year has been absolutely exhausting, but to stand here right now and see all of us under these stadium lights reminds me of how it all began. We used to cheer the loudest from the back of the student section at the NAC, dreaming of the day that we could stand in the front row. We've dressed like babies and planned out the color of our togas, even though it was at least 2 years away. We've raised tens of thousands of dollars for Make-A-Wish and shed tears at assemblies, and some of us just pretended that a piece of dust was in our eye. Together, the class of 2021 has achieved so much in so little time, even in the wake of a million difficulties, even in the midst of a global pandemic. Although we're dreaming of the day where life returns to normal, this weird time we seem to be stuck in now is important. And not just because we're characters in a textbook that our grandchildren will study. We've learned to pivot in the most unprecedented situations. When I asked my teacher that day what those 4 numbers meant, if she had said, well, that year, a large pandemic will turn everyone's lives upside down, I would have been ready, probably a little confused, but ready. But I wasn't, and none of us were. In essence, no matter how much we plan, we aren't ready for every single thing that life catapults at our faces. We do, however, have this enormous skill set with the abilities to pivot quickly, think optimistically, and know that we will make it through. Out of the various texts I've read in the last 4 years, Robert Burns's "To Be a Mouse" has stuck with me for this quote in particular. "The best laid schemes of mice and men gang off to glee." Let me translate. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. No matter how many extensively thought out plans you may have, something will change. But I know for a fact that we all have the power, the willingness, and the courage to embrace that change. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to present the Class of 2021 banner. Today's presentation of that banner will be conducted by Sadie Case, Jackson Morwood, and National Honor Society President Allison Ritchie.
Okay. At this time, we would like to honor a tradition that was started by past class leaders. As you may know, the Class of 2021 banner has followed us around the gym above the bleachers since we started as 9th graders at Ralston Valley High School in the fall of 2017.
The banner being shown to you by Allison is now retired. The Class of 2021 will be placed alongside the banners of our predecessors as a mark of our achievements and success as Mustangs.
Thank you, Allison. During all future commencement ceremonies, this banner will hang in remembrance of the Class of 2021. Thank you, guys.
All right, we're getting very close. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce once again the principal of Ralston Valley High School, Micah Buning.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2021. As parents of graduates, many of you are sitting in the stands wondering, where has the time gone? 13 years ago, as you stood closely by, you watched your student walk into kindergarten. Now, in a few moments, you will watch them walk across the stage to receive their diploma. You must be filled with pride. Students, today's culminating event is a reflection of years of learning going back to those early days in elementary school. Recently, your learning took on a different look, but that didn't stop you. You persevered. Nice job, Mustangs. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of Ralston Valley High School, allow me to tell you just how incredibly proud we are of each and every one of you. Now at this time, it is my distinct pleasure as the principal of Ralston Valley High School to present to school board member Ms. Stephanie Schooley the class of 2021.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to be part of this recognition, to see each of you and your families, and understand that the success of graduating is only one measure of what each of you has achieved in your young years. Thank you to all of you graduates for the examples that you provide to all of us older people. Thank you, families and support systems, for guiding and loving these amazing graduates. And a sincere thanks to the faculty and staff for your dedication and ongoing commitment to ensuring the very best educational opportunities for all of our Jeffco Public School students. So now the important part. On behalf of the Jeffco Public Schools Board of Education, it is my distinct honor to accept the Ralston Valley High School class of 2021. Congratulations.
And with that acceptance of the class of 2021, I will ask the faculty escorts to please prepare your row for the recognition of graduates. I would like to now ask our faculty heralds, Miss Natalie Kulach and Mr. Matthew Cisneros, to take their places at the microphones for the recognition of our class of 2021 graduates. Graduates, please come forward to be recognized.
Sadie Nicole Case with honors. Jackson Stephen Morwood. Valedictorian Alicia Perrine Anderson with honors. Valedictorian Luke Nelson Bradley with honors. Valedictorian Megan Julia Burns with honors. Valedictorian Olivia Ann Casara with honors. Valedictorian Lauren Rose Hives with honors. Valedictorian Aiden Cole Jaskolka Brown with honors. Valedictorian Jonas Harvey Kahila with honors. Valedictorian Victoria Rose Kubaki with honors. Valedictorian Betsy Ann Little with honors. Valedictorian Dylan Courier Malloy with honors. Valedictorian Tyler Robert Martin with honors. Valedictorian Jacob Scott Steischel with honors. Valedictorian Ellie Tam with honors.
Valedictorian Alexandra May McDaniel with honors. Valedictorian Ethan Price Moore with honors. Valedictorian Ellie Claire Musson with honors. Valedictorian McKenna Lynn Nichols with honors. Valedictorian Broderick Evan Neese with honors. Valedictorian Anna Yuhas Pochi with honors. Valedictorian Tegan Renee Rooney with honors. Valedictorian Lauren Francis Schuster with honors. Valedictorian Kaylee Mia Shevchik with honors. Valedictorian John William Shepard with honors. Valedictorian Maxim Brooks Shepard with honors.
Valedictorian Jacob Scott Steischel with honors. Valedictorian Ellie Tam with honors. Valedictorian Sammy Tam with honors. Valedictorian Bailey Ann Wall with honors. Valedictorian Chai Wong with honors. Valedictorian Annika Taylor Webb with honors. Valedictorian Zoe Dominka Werwag with honors. Salutatorian Paige Elise Beauchamp with honors. Salutatorian Lainey Joanne Brazel with honors. Salutatorian Angela Julie Fuco with honors. Salutatorian Angela Guminiak with honors.
Salutatorian Sydney Ray Coachman with honors. Salutatorian Anthony Kenneth Legrani with honors. Salutatorian Anthony Swen Nguyen with honors. Salutatorian Allison Elaine Ritchie with honors. Salutatorian Margaret Marie Rangas with honors. Salutatorian Miles Bingham Salzer with honors. Salutatorian Lena Royal Webb with honors.
Luke Nathaniel Levy Abreu.
Melody Koskela with honors.
Logan McKenna Alexandra Aki with honors.
Sierra Isela Kogel with honors.
Michael Xavier Adams with honors.
Andrew Vilnius Crastins with honors.
Kayla Susanna Adler with honors.
Nicole Diane Kriziak with honors.
Catherine Grace Ahrens.
Cole Howard Kumpf with honors.
Emma Jean Albert.
Jacob Ian Kundrat.
Connor James Allen.
Ava Martine LaGrange.
Jessica Brooke Alschuler with honors.
Chase Ernest Lampy with honors.
Mackenzie Ann Alvis.
Jack Sergey Lawson with honors.
Emma Claire Ambrosiak with honors.
Caitlin Bishaw Lee with honors.
Avery Julianne Anderson.
Benjamin McLaren Leapart with honors.
Natasha Parmise Anderson with honors.
Nathan Irwin Leonardson.
Maddie Rhea Ariano.
William John Lester.
Caitlin Elizabeth Armstrong.
Claire Elizabeth Levitt.
Haley June Arnold with honors.
Zachary Dylan Levy with honors.
Aishagul Arslan.
Melanie Ann Lewis.
Mehmet Emin Arslan.
Soleil Eves Licata.
Alicia Danielle Arteaga.
William Thomas Leifer.
Brody David Asquith.
Wyatt James Linder.
Ruby Noel Baca with honors.
Carmen J. Litsu with honors.
Olivia Ann Bagley with honors.
Jordan Amelia Lloyd with honors.
Zachary Allen Bailey.
Jacob Bradley Lockwood.
Kaylee Grace Baker with honors.
Aiden Edward Logan.
Riley Nicole Ballinger.
Talia Marie Lombardi with honors.
Saint Ahimsa Barbosa.
Trinity Ann Lombardi.
Ella Margaret Barkley.
David Michael Baris Lopez.
Stephen William Baxley.
Lucas Ellis Lowe with honors.
Alexander John Baxter.
Adeline Kara Lukowitz.
Ethan Chandler Beckstead.
Natalie Maitland Malcolm with honors.
Adam Zachary Beeler.
Colin Michael Maloney.
Henry Otero Benoit.
Chemo Lee Canelio Malat.
Jordan Lewis Berger.
Hunter Joseph Mangan.
Sydney Ann Bevington.
Storm Ashton Manning.
Joseph Denley Andreas Bjorhus.
Peyton Riley Maroney with honors.
Nathan Patrick Black with honors.
Nadia Lynn Martin with honors.
Pierce Irvine Blazik with honors.
Mariah Leandra Martinez.
Hannah Jean Block.
Rachel Donna Matveuk.
Joseph Daniel Block.
Jackson Thomas Maxwell with honors.
Cameron Lynn Blumenthal.
Ruby Virginia Mayer Anderson with honors.
Alexander Joseph Bolduc.
Brenner Dane Blake Mazzotti.
Zane Michael Bolger.
Cormac Fitzgerald McCarthy with honors.
Akio James Boston.
Hunter Daryl McClurg.
Jeffrey Robert Bowen.
Jake Dean McDaniel.
Kenneth Thomas Brancio.
Zachary Joseph McDonnell.
Cooper Sebastian Brassen.
Devin Kenneth McNerney.
Ruby Josephine Bristol.
Rachel Elizabeth Meeks with honors.
Austin David Brown.
Sydney Nicole Metzler with honors.
Tavy Diane Brown.
Gavin Roy Earl Meyer.
Grace Elizabeth Bruning.
Joshua Scott Meyer.
Alexis Marie Joy Budd.
Asha Such Miguel with honors.
Brendan Daniel Beater.
Chloe Louise Milholm.
Haley Denise Bullock.
Aiden Kai Miller.
Alexander Walker Berger.
Alejandro Moya Tejero.
Aaron Kaylee Bernice with honors.
Jasmine Alexis Montour.
Emily Georgina Inés Bustamante.
Benjamin Nash Montoya with honors.
Blake Joseph Butvidas.
Rachel Elizabeth Montoya.
Amanda Rose Campbell.
Tyler James Morgan with honors.
Joshua James Campbell with honors.
Daniel Jackson Morin with honors.
Kiana Lynn Campbell with honors.
Catherine Geneva Morrissey with honors.
Nicholas Shannon Canizero.
Aiden Reese Moldener.
Vincent Marco Caprita.
Sydney Elise Miller.
Sienna Rose Carl.
Jessica Lauren Munson with honors.
Charles John Carlston.
Koki Yamamoto Murphy.
Emma Patricia Carpenter with honors.
Benjamin McAllister Myers with honors.
Samuel Alexander Casey with honors.
Logan Daniel Myers.
Kaylee Jane Chappell.
Ashton John Nelson.
Jessica Marie Cicero.
Charles Jameson Nelson.
Ethan Cameron Clark with honors.
Madison Ryan Nelson with honors.
Garrett Beret Clark.
Casey Winnie Nguyen with honors.
Lainey Cardoza Clark.
Kylie Taylor Nickham.
Sophie Ann Clark.
Ashley Knoll.
Wilson Andrew Clark.
Nicholas Tyler Nuss.
Carly Jean Cochran.
Brianna Lindsay Oldham.
Ariane Grace Coggins.
Andrew Earl Osborne with honors.
Drake Jesse Contreras.
Levi Armand Osen with honors.
Gabrielle Mackenzie Coombs.
Hunter Thomas Osgood with honors.
Cody Christopher Caressel with honors.
Kellen John O'Toole.
Sydney Madison Crockett.
McKenna Marie Parker with honors.
Emma Grace Croteau with honors.
Karnia Partovi.
Carter Reed Curry.
Dominic Joseph Pergola with honors.
Abigail Jean Dahl.
Blaine David Phillips.
Helen Marie Danzig.
Sophia Nicole Phillips with honors.
Haley Christine Darnell with honors.
Emma Myung Fix.
Anthony Edward DeLisa with honors.
Tyler Joseph Pierce.
India Luis Demaray.
Dante Gregory Porchetta with honors.
Emma Louise Dempsey.
Catherine Mary Powell.
Julia Ray DeLongchamp.
Grace Emmanuel Pramick with honors.
Ansley Elizabeth Dickerson with honors.
Zachary James Prokopishin with honors.
Caleb Davidson Doles.
Alakai Cedric Hado Huua.
Jack Vaughn Donzi with honors.
James Joseph Ramey with honors.
Jamie Lynn Dorchek.
Isabella Helene Rears with honors.
Calvin John Doucette.
Jenna Lynn Reeves with honors.
Malachi Diego Dowd.
Alexandra Lynn Rhodes.
Dustin Alvin Dressler.
Bailey Morgan Richards.
Trevor James Drew with honors.
Tanner Gage Riggs.
James Michael Dry.
Brooke Renee Ripke.
Annika Elizabeth Durand.
Lauren Grace Roberts with honors.
Ainsley Christine Edwards.
Boston McKay Robinson.
Wyatt Nathan Esp with honors.
Emilio Robert Rodriguez with honors.
Isabella Amelie Estes.
Michael Daniel Routing with honors.
Benjamin Michael Fairchild with honors.
Cole William Rogers.
Tyler William Faircloth.
Morgan Nicole Rold.
Hannah Joy Fallet.
Elizabeth Grace Roshak with honors.
Jack Lyle Fanslow with honors.
Sean Patrick Rourke.
Ethan John Farr.
Brianna K. Roybal.
Brianna Page Fay with honors.
Tyler John Roybal.
Gail Ann Federico.
Philip Jeffrey Roosh.
Dayton Craig Fisher.
James Lee Rumberg.
McKenna Reese Fitzgerald.
Brennan Andrew Saeed.
Quinn Kathleen Fitzgerald.
Matthew Johann Samp.
Jaden Hart Freeling.
Ryan William Savage with honors.
Josephine Lee Fry with honors.
Hannah Osama Sawaged.
Jasmine Alessandra Soria Galvaro.
William Daniel Scherer.
Kendall Nicole Garrido.
Taylor Renee Scherf with honors.
Ethan Oliver Garufo.
Nicholas Dean Schumacher.
Bria Ann Geis.
Grace Lauren Scott.
Jaden Lee Ruth Geist.
Joshua Ryan Scott.
McKenna Lilu Geist.
Connor Michael Siemens.
Ingrid Ann Gerster with honors.
Brooklyn Elizabeth Seymour.
Tegan Jane Gee.
Sean Shee.
Megan Mary Gillum with honors.
Brianna Elizabeth Shirtliff.
Caroline Cassidy Glaze with honors.
John William Siegel.
Brendan Thomas Gomez.
Isabella Matahari Silaban.
Brady Brian Govan.
Rasleen Jot Singh.
McKenna Maxine Graves with honors.
Joshua Leslie Singleton Jarrells.
Isabel Aline Gregerson with honors.
Taylor Ann Skinner.
Jaden Philip Gray.
Lillian Page Slight.
Ethan Chaim Grolnick with honors.
Mason Ronald Slump.
Zoe Elizabeth Grolnick with honors.
Braden Richard Smith.
Benjamin Joseph Gruber with honors.
Garen Robert Smith with honors.
Dante Joseph Guida.
Adam Edward Solis.
Mason Lovelace Haas.
Audrey May Margarita Solis.
Kara Therese Ham.
Daniel Vladislavovich Alusorgi Samoran.
Gabrielle Lisette Hamill.
Harshan Singh Such with honors.
Chase James Hamling with honors.
Mariah Marie Sauer with honors.
Holden Kindred Ham with honors.
Kaylee Lynn Spence.
Hunter James Hansel.
Andrew Jack Spencer.
Isaiah Saeed Hassan.
Ashley Elizabeth Stafford.
Madison Delaney Hoffman.
Garrett James Robert Stanek.
Trevor David Haverman.
Rebecca Marie Stankovich with honors.
Aiden James Haylett.
Spencer Edwin Stern.
Aiden Marcus Hebel.
Cole William Stewart with honors.
Ben Thomas Helmreich with honors.
Kaylee Danielle Stitch with honors.
Rachel Madison Henriksen with honors.
Ariana K. Stolte with honors.
Austin Cade Herbal with honors.
Mackenzie Taylor Stratch.
Brady John Heron with honors.
Haley Jean Stewart with honors.
Parker Joseph Heron with honors.
Emerson Wakanda Taha with honors.
Simone Michelle Hirsch with honors.
Miguel Patrick Lindsay Tanner with honors.
Jack Ryan Hystera.
Rocco Stefano Tate.
Parker Timothy Hevers.
Riley Dean Tennell.
Jacob Henry Charles Hill.
Cody Pon Tamabong.
Gavin James Hodgson.
Charles Leslie Tingle with honors.
Philip Scott Homans.
Kyla Rose Toth.
Alexandra Brooke Holmes with honors.
Joshua Blake Townsend.
Luke Campbell Hoskins.
Josiah Alberto Trujillo.
Colton Gunther Howard.
Brady Christopher Turner.
Aaron Michael Hoyer.
Skylar Renee Alvidal with honors.
Sophia Marie Hudson with honors.
Jagger James Erland.
Lindsay Kim Huynh with honors.
Lillian Hope Van Alsberg with honors.
Evelyn Rose Hilton.
Addison Linnell Van Bramer with honors.
Brenna Ray Immel.
Isabella Zeranza Cavalcanti Veroni with honors.
Megan Leanne Jackson.
Lydia Ann Wagner with honors.
Reese Danielle Jamze with honors.
Brandon Robert Waldorf.
Zachariah Joshua Jontet.
Addison Hall Walker with honors.
Haley Jensen.
Alexandra Bartlett Walker.
Ella Jean Jones.
Paris Sophia Walker Neeson.
John Parks Jones.
Siri Lauren Watney with honors.
Logan Michael Jones.
Owen Stephen Watson.
Sarah Ann Jones with honors.
Ethan Spencer Webb with honors.
Shannon Elaine Jones.
Hannah Rose Webb with honors.
Xander Michael Thomas Jones.
Madeline Elizabeth Webb with honors.
Marnie Linbo Jordan with honors.
Jillian Rose Weir with honors.
Kieran James Kawamoto with honors.
Abigail Grace Welch.
Dylan Gray Keys.
Jack Matthew Weldon.
Nicholas Scott Kimball.
Michaela Ellen Wempe.
Taylor Alexander Kendall with honors.
Jordan Elise West.
Ashley Nicole Kidwell with honors.
Aaliyah Kathleen Wiles with honors.
Victoria Margaret Kilgore.
Miranda Marie White.
Faith Emily Bell Kimball.
Cody Jacob Whitmore.
Madison Aaron King.
Anne Marie Victoria Wilcox with honors.
Liana Parker Kingston with honors.
Ella Kathleen Wilden with honors.
Trey Jonathan Kirshner with honors.
Logan James Willie.
Allison Ruth Kasicki.
Evelyn Gray Williamson.
Donovan Marcus Knight.
Braden Petros Wilson with honors.
Jamie Dawn Cook.
Hannah Ray Walkner with honors.
Peyton McKenna Keschline.
Alexander Charles Woolley. Aiden James Woodward. Blake Elizabeth Wright. Amelia Joanna Roble. Bryson Wayne Yoder. Haley Jordan Zabrowski with honors. Alexia Jaden Zendejas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. This is the class of 2021 Ralston Valley High School seniors. And now to close this graduation ceremony with the traditional turning of the tassels, Sadie Case and Jackson Morwood.
Class of 2021, as a community, we've cheered, we've laughed, we've cried, and we've danced.
As you go do great things as an individual, forever remember the awesome experiences we've had. Now the moment we've been waiting for. Please stand.
Turn tassels from left to right. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.